Good evening, everybody. Welcome for another edition of Storytime. And this is Virtual Storytime. And Storytime is brought to you in collaboration with the Education Task Force in the JDTAN Network and also Morningside Primary and Infant School over there in St. Elizabeth. So shout out to the principal of Morningside Primary and Infant School, Miss Lynch. I hope everything is well with you over there in St. Elizabeth and you're enjoying the opening of school already more than a month now, doing well. So anyway, this evening on Virtual Storytime, we have a special guest reader, Miss Marcelle Villeneuve, and she's gonna tell you a little bit about herself in a little while, and just very briefly about the story that she's going to be reading. Also, we have our special guest on the show this evening, and they're going to get a chance to introduce themselves in a little while. So I want to share about the title of our story. It's called That One Green Tile. And it's a very reflective story about this character that it's reflective on life, on their life, as well as how they were brought up, their parents, and so on. So we want you guys to take the story in and reflect on your own stories as you live and you grow. Okay, because this one is a very reflective one. Now, when our special guests, as soon as they introduce themselves, they're going to sit back, enjoy the story, and then we're going to have a discussion followed up after the story. Okay, so let me hand over to our special guest to introduce themselves and then our guest reader. So our first person to introduce herself is Miss Chevanice Lopez. Go ahead, tell the world who you are.
Okay, my name is Chavanice Lopez. I attend the Portmore Primary School. I'm in grade 6 and I'm from the parish St. Mary.
Okay, good. Thank you, Chevanice. And she's from St. Mary, just like our chairman here from the JDTAN Network, Mr. Leo Gillen is from St. Mary too. So that's very good, something in common there. And the next person is Paloma. Introduce yourself, please. Thank you.
My name is Paloma Williams. I am from the Elston Primary Infant School. I came from Kingston and I come from Kingston and I'm in sixth grade.
Okay. All right. So you're in sixth grade. Thank you. And you're living in Kingston. All right. Thank you so much. Our next person to introduce herself is Amika. Go ahead, Amika.
My name is Amika Reddock. I attend One de Bolas Primary School and I am in sixth grade and I live in the parish of St. Catherine.
St. Catherine. Okay. Thank you so much. And of course, we have on our program our twin guests for one more time, and it's Chez and Ches. Chez, introduce yourself, and then Ches will go ahead after you.
Hi, my name is Shazia Khoury. I attend Golden Spring Primary School in the parish of St. Andrew. Hi, my name is Shazia Khoury. I attend Golden Spring Primary School in the parish of St. Andrew.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, now, boys and girls, and everybody viewing at this time, we're going to take in the story. But first, let us ask our guest reader to introduce herself so that we know exactly who is reading the story. So I'm going to ask Miss Marcelle Villeneuve to introduce herself and just share just a tiny bit about the story before we get into it. Go ahead, Marcelle.
Hi, I'm Marcel. I am 15. I go to Winchendon High School and I'm in 10th grade.
Yes. And what's the title of the story?
The title of the story is That One Green Tile.
That One Green Tile. You want to share a little bit about it, or you want them to just listen and take it all in?
Yeah, sure, I can share a little bit about it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's about a girl whose mother tells her that there's somebody out there that looks like her, but then she experiences her own uniqueness.
Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. So now, guys, we're going to get into the story. And then afterwards, remember, listen carefully. And right afterwards, we'll have our nice discussion about the story. It's very unique in itself. Okay. Sharing here. Okay. Go ahead, Marcel.
My mom once said, to my surprise, out there in the world, someone has my eyes. She looks just like me from her head to her toes. Can this be true? It's possible, I suppose. I wonder what her dreams are and what she hopes to be. Could she be a stargazer? Does she think of me? Maybe she lives in Sweden and plays marbles in the sand. Perhaps she's a ballerina who twirls in the distant land. She could sit in mud puddles on a quiet Spanish street or braid necklaces from dandelions in the comforting Brazilian heat. She likely visits her grandpa every Sunday in June and counts the floating jellyfish beneath the Italian moon. I bet she wears dresses patterned with flowers, or she has holes in her jeans in a city with tall towers. Maybe she sows fruit in a Japanese town and recites her nightly prayers in a soft satin gown. What would it be like if we met face to face? Would we just stare or talk or perhaps embrace? Would it be like looking straight into a mirror or glancing at a photograph that isn't quite clear? Does she have a sister or a brother like me? Does she have a playhouse or a fort up in a tree? I think each night she wishes upon a star or finds pictures in billowy clouds from afar. Just imagine what all this could be. She sees the same brilliant moon that I see. We both exist under this great big sky and will always wonder as time goes by. Whether in China, France, or some other place, who this person is who shares my face. You like that one green tile beneath my knee. My mom still reminds me that there's only one of me. The end.
The end. My mom still reminds me that there's only one of me. Okay. Thank you, Marcel. Excellent right there. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right, boys and girls, let us talk for a little bit about this story. Okay. And what do you think about this story in general, though? Let's start off with that. What do you think? Anybody want to start us off? What do you think about this story? Shivani, you want to go ahead? Yeah, tell us what you think about this story.
I think it's a good story, and I think that the girl,
Mm-hmm,
like, she didn't know actually like what her mom looks like,
mm-hmm.
and like she was trying to figure out what who she would look like. She's trying to compare her.
Oh, okay. That's good. So she's trying to compare her looks to somebody else, trying to figure out who she looks like. What do you think about it, Amika? This story?
I think she is trying to find somebody who looks like her.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Thank you.
But
Paloma, do you? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Amika, you're not done. Go ahead. What were you saying? Yeah, you're unmuted. Wait, you're finished?
Yeah,
What were
I'm
you saying?
finished.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Paloma, what do you think about the story? Do you share the same, is it the same feelings you share, just like Chevanese and Amika?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what do you think about the story?
Right, it's a lovely story. She, she is trying to find see if her mother looks like her.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So my question is, and Chef and Ches, thank you very much, Paloma. What did the mother say to her at first that caused her to start imagining what she looks like and what they will look like? Or what did she say to her, her mother? Ches or Ches? Any one of you first.
Sir, sir, she said, there's somebody that looks like you.
There's somebody out there that might look like you. And then what did she start doing?
Sir, she start imagining who or what the
Mhm.
person like.
And what the person might look like. So he started imagining. So the parents said, "Hey, you see this face? Somebody out there might look just like you. You know, um, have you ever heard that in your life before? That somebody else might look like you somewhere you might go in the world. Anybody ever heard that before?
First one year I
You've never
said,
heard that before? Yes, Ches and Ches, of course. Somebody right next to you look like you. That's very funny. I'm identical too. So when I was growing up, my brother, we're very identical. Used to They used to call me his name and him my name, and I used to say, but that's not you, you know. They used to get us all mixed up a whole lot until I realized that I really need to own myself because I'm not that person who I really look like, you know. So you're right,
sir, that
Ches. You're
happens
very right.
every day.
It happens every day. Trust me, just learn to deal with it because when I was young, just like you, it happened every single day. Even my grandparents used to say, "Hey, come here." And I said, "That's not me. You're talking about my brother." And she said, "Oh Lord, it's you know the difference." So they were just mixing us up all. But why is it important? Why is it important to own who you are? Like you, Chevanese, why is it important to know who you are as a person?
Sir, it's because other people might think like if you look like somebody, they can take your
Mhm.
identity.
They can
So
take your identity. Go on.
so you should always know who you are and know yourself.
Yes, know who you are and know yourself. Um, so when you're going to school, or if you're out there on the street, or you're going to maybe go to buy something at the mall or to a shop or somewhere, and somebody say, "Hey, you look like so and so," what would you do, Paloma? What would you do if somebody say, "Hey, you look like that other person"? What would you do?
I will, I
Huh?
will tell them that I'm not that person.
Uh-huh.
I am someone else.
Yeah, you are you. Okay, you are you. Okay. So Amika, and Ches, I'm coming back around to you. What are some of the things that cause people to be who they are as a person? What's the difference between that person over there and you or me? What are some of the things that cause a person to be uniquely that person? What do you think, Amika?
Their identity.
Mm-hmm. What caused them to have an identity? That's what I'm asking you. So you brought up the right word there. What caused a person to have this type of identity?
The way they were made.
The word they were created, they were made, yeah. All right, thank you. Chevanese, go ahead before we go over to Chez and Ches. Go ahead.
I was saying their characteristics.
Ah, good. So you brought up a very good word there, the characteristics of a person. So Amika really brought it out from the way they were made, and then you mentioned their characteristics. Very important. So Chez and Ches. Chez, whoever wants to go first, what about the characteristics of a person that cause that person to be who he or she is?
Sir, me and my brother maybe look alike, but we have
Yes,
different personalities. We have likes and dislikes.
yes, good. So likes and dislikes. Shez, you want to share? No, you agree with him?
Yes, sir.
Oh, totally. So, do you normally correct people? And this is very good that we're having this story with twins. Do you normally be very outspoken to correct people when they say, when they call you your brother's name? So if it's Ches and they say, hey, Ches, come here. And you said, no, that's not my name. You need to call my name. Are you very outspoken like that?
Yes, sir, all
Yes,
the
sir.
time.
All the time. Oh my goodness. It's probably stressful for you. It's probably stressful. All right. So let me ask you something, guys. Now that we get into this whole idea about identity and where the mother started telling this young person that, hey, wait a minute, if you go around the world, there are people looking just like you know, and it goes through this story all the way to the end. And at the end of it, it says, the mother said, no matter where you search, no matter where you go, there will always be one you only, no matter what they look at. So I'm gonna ask Marcel, being the reader of the story, if you have a reflective question or any comment, or this is your time to talk.
Hi, okay, so my question would be, why did the author title the book That One Green Tile?
Yes, that's a very good question. So what's up with the title, That One Green Tile? Why do you think the author named it that one green tile?
Sir, maybe that one green tile is like different.
It's different, okay. What about you, Paloma? That one.
Because anywhere you look, you won't find anyone like you.
Ah, uniquely, okay. Amika, what do you think?
I think it means that you are always yourself, and you may see someone like you, but you're not the same.
You're not the same. Yes, so let me display, I'm gonna display the title of it again, the front page of the book, and you take a look at this. It's one green tile. You want to see that tile right in the floor? Not really in the middle of the floor, but it's just right there. And it's different from the other tiles. So Shez and Chez, your turn. What do you think? Why do you think the author named the book That One Green Tile?
Sir, because you can look and look, there's somebody that may look like you, but
Mhm.
there's only one you. You have a different personality.
You have a different personality, unique to you and you alone. So as you go through your day's activities, you really need to remember that it's only one you. And um, there are certain times that people will ask you to change. People ask you to change a lot. They ask you to conform. Conform is to do what they want you to do, not what you want to do, and at times. And then sometimes they want you even to change the things that you want to develop. You might want to invent something. You might want to change something, and people don't really like it. Many people don't really like it. You really have to stand up and say, no, this is my thoughts. This is who I am. The title is very important, guys. Very, very important. The one green tile, because if you look at a lot of people, when you're growing up, you look at many people around the world who have caused change. They many times never conform to what people want them to do. They really step out there and make a change. You see them all over. Marcus Garvey was one of them. Your national hero in Jamaica, Marcus Garvey. He was one of those green tiles, very unique and different from other people. Okay, even many people who stand out there in sports, in music, they're just that one green tile. It's very important that you stick to your abilities and develop your abilities, because you are just that one green tile. It's you guys shared very well that even if there's so many tiles and so many sizes look the same and be the same in colors, but it's the color one. It might be different. It is different. It's very important. So, what do you think? Like students like yourselves going to school here in virtual classrooms, okay? What would you want them to know about based on this title and the story? The one green tile. What would you want them to know about the story that you have read and the lessons that they can learn from it as you go back to your classrooms, meeting your friends and the people who are listening and watching all over the world? What would you want them to know about this story that they can take from it? All right, go ahead, Chevenise.
Never to compare yourself with others.
Mhm. Okay, short and to the point, Chevenise. Never compare yourself to anybody else because you're unique. Yes, that's very good. That is a good lesson. Amika, what do you think?
I want the people to know that if they see someone like them, they are not things, and they have different personalities.
Different personalities, so they are not them. Yeah, very good. Um, Paloma,
Remember to not compare yourself to others because they are one of you.
there's only one of you. Very good. So don't compare yourself because your abilities are different. Very, very good. Um, Shez, what do you think? Shez first and then Chez.
Everyone is unique and everyone has their own personalities, so you should just be yourself.
Yes.
Sir, I'm going to say everyone is special in their own way. Don't try to be somebody else.
Yes, that's a very good one. Do not try to be somebody else. You be yourself. Be yourself. Develop your talents. All right. Marcel, our reader here who grappled with the book and the story. It's not really a book. It's a story. What do you think you want to leave this evening with, Marcel, or leave young people with from this story?
Well, I think from the story, it's very important to be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, other people out there are going to resemble or maybe like the same things as you do, but you're the only version of you. You're only the person that's like 100% you. So
Yeah.
just know that.
Yes, just know that. Yeah. Let's just swing on it there. Just know that. Just be yourself and don't let anybody try to change you unless you feel like you need to change because some things are necessary to change, you know? That's very good. All right, guys. So I want to not based on the story, just to get a quick update on you guys, how you're doing over there, because we know we're all in virtual space. Some places in the U.S., majority of the states, they are planning on going um, to back to complete virtual classroom. Some of them were open up a little bit, I know people are planning on going back virtually, which is rough. You know, it's cutting off from families, cut off from friends. You can't even get to hold them and hug them. You can tell them that you love them over a virtual space like this. How is it going though with learning? I want to hear just briefly from each of you. How is it going with learning? Let's start off with Shez. Shez first because we haven't started off with the twins. How is it going?
So it's hard,
Uh-huh.
but you still have to try.
Still have to try. Yes, it's very hard. Shez, what do you think?
So it's very hard, but
Mhm.
try your best to do to reach the goal.
To reach the goal, yeah. Ches, you sound like a soccer player. To reach the goal, you know, which in fact, Shez, don't laugh, don't laugh. It's really, you're right. You're very right. The goal is right there. You really need to reach it, which is studying for your exams. I don't know, chapter exams, exams coming up maybe next year, and meeting the goal of learning online. So you're very right. Yeah, even if your brother is laughing, you're very very right. What do you think, Paloma? Paloma, what do you think? How is it going with you?
It's going great.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're learning stuff online and you're just being there every day, enjoying online learning.
Yes.
Okay, all right, it's going great with you. That's very good. So what do you do, Paloma? Do you give your friends virtual hugs?
Yes.
Okay, okay. All right, that's good. Chevanie, so how are you managing?
To me, it's not that hard because I have no problem with the sound. I'm hearing my teacher very well. When
Mhm,
she's talking about a particular lesson, I'm
mhm,
always answering.
mhm,
But one thing, sometimes my Wi-Fi connection is down,
mhm.
but I'm managing so far.
Okay, all right, cool. All right, very clear, very well articulated. Very good. Amika, you're doing well too. See, you're over there in your uniform. You and Chevanese. And oh well, except for Chez and Chez. They don't really wear uniform these evenings. Go ahead, Amika.
It's going well for me because as long as I can participate in school, it's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Okay, okay. And you're getting all your assignments done?
Yes,
Yes?
sir.
Okay. All right, cool. That's nice. Nice to hear that you guys are making the best out of it. Because we know it's tough to, especially socially, you want to, hang around your friends. What do you guys do for exercise? What do you do? You just stay in one place and just move around like this, or you turn on some real reggae music and you dance to them? What do you do for exercise? Hello, oh, go ahead. Shares and chairs, go ahead.
Me and my brother ride our bicycle.
Oh, so you ride your bicycle around the community. That's nice. That's very good. What do you, Chevanese, why are you laughing? What do you do for exercise?
Sir, most times on online when we are doing our PE class,
Uh-huh.
that we do activities.
Okay. So like arm movements and feet and legs?
It's sir, like sometimes he tell us like to hop on one feet till he says stop
Okay.
and do a lot of activities, sir.
Okay, okay. That's very good. So maybe many teachers can adopt what you're doing because with their cameras on, they can actually see them jumping and hopping, and then they can run around in a circle until they get dizzy and just fall on the ground. Oh boy. It's very good to exercise because it's good for your heart and everything else, your joints and muscles. That's very good. Guys, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for coming on for this story. Very interesting story, very reflective. Caused me to reflect actually. And in these times, though, it causes you to reflect on what is important to family, to yourselves, and to your friends. So I want to wish you all the best for the rest of the week. Enjoy everything about this. Find some time to read as much as possible, and get learning under control. If you want to write in your journals, design a journal, write your thoughts down every day. You might end up turning it into a book later on. So this time is very good to get through a lot of your thoughts, to get them on paper too. Okay. I wish you all the best, guys. Everybody take care. And viewers, thank you so much. I want to say a special thank you to Miss Tamashella Smith. She's a principal over there in St. Andrew area. She's the one who are getting our students to come on, primary one getting our students to come on. Thank you so much, Miss Tamashella Smith over there in Jamaica. Wish you all the best for your school. I know it's rough over there with landslides and a lot of rain. It's pretty good experience though, for our students. I want to thank you so much for this. All right, we'll see you guys next week again for another edition of Storytime, Virtual Storytime, here on the JD10 Network and the Jamaica Diaspora Education Task Force. Bye, everybody. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.